Welcome to Better, the podcast about doing better, being better, and leaving the world a better place than we found it. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Better. And here's the thing about today. Today is like a throwback mixed with a little bit of the Future the rapper. Can we get you the rap? Will you rap?
No, there's anything such a...
I tried to all those through Ship People Post, never happened. Here's the thing, right? So I used to do this podcast called Shit People Post. Okay, did it throughout the pandemic, and Tyler was on the show, and we talked about a lot of things. I busted his balls, he busted mine over a bunch of shit. Okay. Now, Shit People Post concluded because it just got really negative. It was about COVID. I was pretty sick and tired of talking about those things. So we stopped doing it. But now we're doing this new podcast, which is not negative, which is like, it's just a nice kind of segue into more positivity, more just general conversation, not so much like, fuck you, anti-vaxxers, that sort of thing, right? So I thought, since we're starting this thing out again, that it would be interesting because a lot of you guys have asked me, what's up with Tyler Tynes? Let's start this show off. This isn't the first episode or anything, but early on with catching up with Tyler so you guys can find out what he's been up to since Shit People Post. So, Tyler, what's up?
What's happening?
You are a legacy basketball coach.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're repping your brand.
Yeah. We had our social last night, and we had our practice this morning, which was mean for us to do. But
yeah, that sucks.
we didn't really plan it out properly.
Coaches that do that shit are assholes.
Well, like half the kids are 17. They're 17 and 18-year-olds. So,
and you're pretending like the 17-year-olds didn't drink at the social. Is that what you're saying?
Well, a lot of them didn't. Like you could.
Yeah, no, for sure. That's exactly what you say about Field of Heat, too. I'm like, a lot of them didn't.
Yeah, but like when the Field of Heat kids said they didn't, they were stumbling and puking on the ground. Like our kids made it home.
Oh, so they were doing drugs. Got it. Okay.
Yeah. Hard drugs.
So, all right. So let's make this easy. Let's catch the people up. So Shit People Post, we ended it on episode 28.
Yeah.
Fare Thee Well was the name of the episode. And I went back and watched the second to last episode. You talked about you had just got an ID, which I thought was pretty funny. And you were just kind of like trying to figure life out, and all those sorts of things. You were kind of, we'll call it aloof. Is that a fair word? Aloof?
Sure.
A little aloof, right? Weren't too sure. You're living downtown. You didn't really know what you were going to do next. What your next steps were kind of uncertain, right? Just trying to figure shit out like everybody else, right?
Okay.
Where are you at now? What's changed since then?
I don't live downtown.
No, that is for damn sure.
I moved to Transcona. We bought a house, got married, and I had a baby at 40.
Okay.
At 40. So that's good.
So what was intentional? Was getting married intentional, or did that just kind of happen because that's what you do?
When me and my wife got together, like we discussed the next 20 years of our lives.
Like how early?
Well, like when we first started to date, like when we were dating, I guess.
We're talking like date 1 or like date 10?
No, they're not necessarily a date, but dating.
Okay, so you're like in the mix of it.
Yeah. So we first started to date, and then it was like Alicia would say things like, well, like my last boyfriend didn't want kids, and that was like a deal breaker. And I was like, oh, well, I guess I have to I have some decisions to make here, right? And,
Because you didn't want kids when she said that?
no. It's not that I didn't want kids, right? But like, I mean, I had two. Not my kids, but from a previous marriage.
Yeah.
And they live in Toronto. They don't have my last name and nothing like that. And so that was like my one thing. It was like, if you want me to be a father at 40, start again at 40. Then my one thing is that like, kid has to have my last name.
Okay.
And she was like, yep. And then everything else was pretty easy. So like we decided before we even like were dating that we were going to get married and have a kid.
Wow.
Yeah, that's pretty fun.
That's the little reverse of the usual.
Yeah. Well, we both come from divorce. So like
I didn't know she was divorced.
Yeah, so she got married young, like way younger than even when I got married. And so that ended pretty bad. And like we both didn't want to go through that again.
Well, yeah. Obviously.
So we had like a real conversation. Like, where do you see yourself? What do you want to do? Da.
Right.
I want to have a kid. Let's get married before we even date.
Okay. Wow.
Seems to be working out though.
I mean, you're still married.
Yeah.
A year-ish?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just over a year.
Just over a year, right?
Yeah. So we got married in August.
And just to put it in context as to who was growing faster in this regard, I went to his wedding, well, the reception. I went to the reception with a total train wreck. I
still talk to her.
What?
No, well, I called the doctor's office.
Does she work there still? I didn't even know. I changed doctor's office.
So it was like a smart man. Well, I would have probably done that too. Well, I mean, I haven't called the doctors in like 3 months, 5 months, 6 months. I don't know. Can't remember when, but when I would call, she'd be like, and she had that accent, right?
As a Bajani accent.
Yeah, so you'd be like, oh, Tyler. I can't do it. I don't know how to do it.
Yeah.
Tell your wife I said I don't. So it was like, oh, okay. But yeah, she got pretty drunk pretty fast. Pretty drunk pretty fast. A little
bit. Well, I mean, she was like small.
100 pounds.
Yeah, so and she was pounding back like your
100 pounds of alcohol in 100 seconds.
Yeah. So okay, so what did you do differently now that you didn't do with the first marriage so far?
What did I do differently in this marriage so far? I mean, like my first marriage didn't go downhill until a little bit later, so I still have time. Don't count me out yet. No.
No, but usually later issues started with early issues.
Oh, I mean, like there's. I mean, it was pretty simple. So, like, first of all, I mean, there was a lot of things like with me and my ex-wife, I guess. So, like, for starters, we were young. Like, we were young and stupid. For starters, we were like, we thought that we had like Disney movie romance type of shit. Like we were friends for forever, and and then we got together, and it was like, man, we were much better friends.
Yeah,
and then when two people are together and they struggle a bit, when one person takes off and the other one doesn't take off yet, then that becomes a struggle, especially if it's the woman.
You mean like takes off in terms of like
everything,
like success in life?
Yeah,
okay.
Success in more than just finance, right? Like, so she was taking off, and like in more ways than just financially, she was becoming extremely popular, like insanely popular in that crowd, the bar crowd and all
hair
that
crowd
and the hair crowd and everything. So I mean, it was to the point where she was getting invited every Friday, every Saturday, and like here I was, and I couldn't quite get it together just yet, and it was frustrating for her.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was frustrating for me because she would be at the bars, and it's like,
I remember you hated that.
Well, shit. It's like she's going to go to a place where she's going to be frequently asked to be, go home.
Fornicated upon.
Yeah. And like some of these dudes make, and then the majority, at that time, the majority of those dudes made more money than me.
Wait, Ben, why do you have Trump on the screen?
That's from the podcast from other shit people.
Oh yeah, you can get that off. That was only meant to be on the screen for like 15 seconds.
Yeah.
We've had shit people post running this whole time.
Just in the background. It's not actually.
Well, it's on there.
It's on here, but you can't see it.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, so why can I see that? Oh right, yes. Okay, got it. Well, this is a new podcast again, so we're getting.
It's a much better setup. I like it.
Yeah, it is, right? It's so much more comfortable. Okay, so continue. So Shar was
Well, no, and then and I was trending the opposite way, and so that put a lot of stress into us, and you know,
when did you realize that?
realized what?
That, like, when could you articulate that? Because it's not right in the moment, right? Like, you knew there was a problem, you knew what the problem was, but you didn't know that was like an ultimate downfall or anything.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, you knew it in the moment.
Well, I didn't know that like we weren't going to make it, kind of thing, you know. But like, and I'm not saying that it was her. Like, I'm not saying that she became popular and that's what fucked it up. Right?
Deviating path.
I definitely added to that.
Yeah,
for sure. You know, and you know, like you got to be careful when you get into relationships with kids that aren't yours. You know, because it's. You know, and God bless her soul. She was great afterwards, right? Like, she didn't come after me for anything. Like, she didn't like gouge me. You know, my life could be completely different had she have gone after me and whatever. And like, we're friends now. You know, so
yeah, that's good.
And to say what's different, I'm older. Like, I'm definitely older. I'm in a career where I make money. Right, so like that's a big one. Like,
you were when you and Shar started dating. Were you a rapper at that time?
No. I moved over to Sun Life Financial. And I thought I was going to be just this.
But that did not.
And no, and I realized, and then I realized something about myself in sales too, which was great in my career because I'm in a sales position right now.
Yeah.
And Sun Life Financial, I realized that pressure sales I'm not good at. Like, I'm not good at being the asshole. I remember going on one of my first Sun Life Financial meetings. What happens was you had to book meetings, and then like the guy went with you. So that's how it worked.
Right.
And I remember going, and we were selling these people on insurance for their children, and they didn't quite want to do it. And the guy that was selling for me was like, "Hey, do you want me to go wake up your kids so that I can tell them that they're not important?" Like that was his thing.
What?
Yeah. That's exactly it, right? And so like after Sun Life, and Sun Life, that was like a year of my life where I didn't make any money. Like you know what I mean? And Shar did well, but not enough to support us and be comfortable.
Yeah.
And so like it was stressful, man. It was stressful. And so like that's a really big difference right now. That was a big difference, was the fact that like I'm working and making decent money, like making good money to the point where we were able to have a child and she can go on mat leave.
Yeah.
You know, so that was a big one, like a huge one. And then, I mean, I guess there was other factors involved, but I mean, like the age thing, definitely. Like, you should not be able to have children that young. Like, my God.
Well,
we had Zion, and I remember because, like, when it with
his name is Zion Tynes is your kid,
is my son, my new son, yeah. But I wasn't there for the first year for both Mars and David.
Yeah.
And so, like, I remember, like, so we had Zion. She was in labor for like 3 days.
Oh.
Yeah, she hated me after that third day, boy. She'd get the fuck out of here. Okay. But, like, you know, she would 3 days, and we finally had the baby, and, like, they made sure the baby was okay. And then they were like, all right, there you go. Get the fuck out of here. And I was like, whoa. And it was real, man. It was real. And like, we were like both established careers, making decent money in a house.
Yeah.
And even we almost couldn't handle that.
Yeah.
So it's like a single parent, 17-year-old girl. It should not be allowed.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean,
Holy fuck. And I always heard that argument, but I never agreed with it. I agree with that shit now, man. Holy fuck, man.
Yeah, I would say unless you can, like, unless you're in a special case.
Sure.
Like,
yeah.
I know the exceptions to the rule, but the rule is generally.
It was also like, I mean, like we had just an insane insane amount of support from both sides of the family. Like we both have big, loud
A lot of the people that are like single mothers at 17 and stuff do not have
don't
that.
have that.
Yeah.
It's like they may have a mom sometimes.
Yeah.
Holy shit, man. I don't how the hell do they do it? Like
Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. It's funny because you talk about, dating people with kids and everything. Like I'm dating someone with a kid or two kids,
what age?
9 and 11.
That's fun.
Yeah,
Girls or boys?
Boys.
Both boys?
Yeah.
Are they like boys?
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are.
Yes.
Yeah. Like so the first time I met them was it was the 9-year-old's birthday. Okay, so came over to the house and brought some dinner and like played some bids and whatever, just talking. And a cool kid. And then the other kid is 11, and he's like, you can tell, she would tell me like there's personalities that's so different. But when you meet them, you're like, shit, like this kid's gonna be like a total like, he'll be a sports guy, he'll be a player like in life. He can talk the talk, and the other kid's gonna be like maybe the next Einstein or something. And it's
they're both decent paths. Like
yeah. So they were. It's just funny, so she had obviously in a previous relationship had these two kids. There's in a marriage and came out of it, and I meet these kids, and I am not a kids guy, right? Like,
no, you're not. No.
I've experienced with one other kid.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but the thing I learned when having experience with that one other kid was they already have a dad, they already have a mom, at least in this case, in that case. So they have a dad.
Yeah,
I'm like, that's not the role I need to play. I'll just be like, I'm just going to treat them like an equal. Like I'll just have conversations with them.
Yeah.
And if they need something, I got you.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's it, right? So, I mean, I haven't met them a lot or anything, but it's, it's come up pretty good.
No, that's good. Well, you got to get along with the kids. If you like the girl, right?
Well, because
you don't have a choice.
Yeah, her and I hit it off amazingly.
Yeah.
And then everything was going amazing, and I was very cognizant in the back of my head. I'm like, if these kids hate me,
and they're just
I'm done.
Dennis the Menace.
Yeah, I'm screwed. If they're gonna turn into like little Macaulay Culkin on me, then I'm screwed.
How old am I?
Yeah, that's an age reference for sure. I just said Macaulay Culkin.
If you are 25 and under, I apologize for that reference. You do not get it. He was a problem child.
Who would be an equivalent problem child to Dennis the Menace these days? Young Ben.
Dennis the Menace?
Yeah, like
who's like a problem child in media?
Is there even something?
Can you turn shit people post off? It's confusing the hell out of me.
Yeah, is that where I'm like, am I wearing this?
What's
Like, what am I
happening?
doing?
I can't think of anything so now.
Yeah, I can't think of any problem kids that would be equated to Dennis the Menace of 2023. Are you looking it up? Let's see, problem kids in TV today.
Maybe not.
You know what? I got one. That kid, he's not a problem child anymore, but in the beginning on Yellowstone, that Beth meets and she brings him in.
Oh, there you go.
That kid was a problem child.
Yeah, she's raising him to be a warrior.
Yeah.
Just a fucking savage.
Just no soul. Going out there and fighting the world.
Well, you want to see, she's going to raise him to be like Rip.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's pretty badass.
He's pretty awesome. Yeah, for sure.
Good for him.
Yeah.
And then, okay, so last but not, just going back to that question there, last but not least, and it, like I picked the right one. And again, like, going back to Shar, like, not saying that like she's not fantastic, but we were much better friends.
She wasn't the right one for you.
Yeah, specifically.
You were not the right one for her.
Like, I had a bad day like a couple of months back, like a bad day at work. And I was pissed off, and I told Alicia about it. And then she went to the dollar store and got all my favorite snacks. So I'm not saying that go find somebody that always does that, but like, that's pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I got home and there was wine gums. Said, don't judge the wine
The hell's
gums, okay?
wine gums?
Yeah, it's old man. Like, it's a fruit.
Do you know what wine gum is?
It's like a fruity.
I'm curious to see what a wine gum is. I've never even heard of it.
It's like a fruity, like a chewy candy. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, it's like sour soothers or something?
No, but it's not. It's a gummy.
Oh, I see it. Okay, so
it's a gummy. Yeah.
Is that old?
Yeah. Apparently, that's what Alicia told me.
Okay, all right. Do you like wine gums?
Yeah, they're awesome. I had no idea. She got me a bag of those barbecue peanuts. Remember those, Ben? I used to always eat those in the office. Yeah.
Barbecue peanuts. Yeah, you love those things. Yeah.
Oh, I can't remember, but it was more the gesture. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that it was like that's the reason. Like she's
Like, is
the
that
one
the
for me.
secret to a good marriage? bringing you junk food?
No, definitely not. But like, if you have somebody that thinks about you when you are having a pretty shitty day, like that's pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
And then like, if you can do it back and you're not a piece of shit, then that's good.
Well, you know that I have always been that grandiose gesture guy, right? When I've been in relationships and everything.
I remember when the first time you proposed to a girl, I was pretty fucked.
Yep. Thanks for bringing that one up. But I have since learned that those should be sparingly peppered in throughout the years.
Not every Friday.
Yeah. But yeah, it's the small things that really make a difference.
Yeah. You remember, well, obviously you do remember in Smallville, season, fuck.
Just tell me what I'll tell you what.
Thank you. There you go. So it was Alana's birthday, and she always talked about like seeing a movie.
On the side of the bar, he did the bar and the projector and all that.
Yeah, I was just
season
like,
2.
you son of a bitch.
Yeah, season 2. Yeah.
Superman has super game.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what you got to do.
You know what's actually super funny? So when I watched Smallville back in the day, everybody loved Lana Lang, right? Yeah. You were a big Lois girl.
No, I was Lana.
No, you were Lois. Because I was always Lana.
Sure, okay.
You loved
Lois.
You liked Lana until Lois showed up.
Okay.
And then you were a Lois. You were a Lois guy. But I've always been a Lana guy. I've always loved Lana, and I always loved how, like she had like this Southern Belle, sweet, good person thing to her, right? And I was always like, if somebody asked me, I'm like, that's who I'd like to date Lana. Right. And when I found out Kristen Krug was taping in Winnipeg a movie and she was coming back, I was like, I'm going to date Lana Lang. Like, this is just it. Right. Never mind the fact that it's just a character and she's nothing like that in real life.
Who cares?
Yeah. I'm like, Lana Lang. Right.
This person, you do something, you make a lot of people jealous.
And now
that's kind of fun.
You've known a lot of people that I've dated. Are any of them like Lana Lang?
In real life?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like the people that you date versus the Lana Lang in Smallville?
Yes.
Well,
that's why you even have to think about this.
No, well, the Ukrainian.
Anna would, but that doesn't really count because it's only a couple dates. That was like.
Why don't?
I'm talking about like girlfriends, like.
Okay, well, I don't know if she was one or not.
No, she wasn't. She was. Just
then. Oh, there was one.
Wow.
There was one
expecting
more that was kind of like. It was in and around that time that I met her and Anna in and around the same.
Well, I'll tell you that neither of those were girlfriends then.
Yeah. Okay. So there you go.
So I'm talking about like the Dezes and the Ninas and
no.
Amanda. People like that.
No. But like Amanda wasn't like the rest of them though.
No.
She wasn't like Lana. No.
No, God, no.
No.
So Shauna is like Lana.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, invite me over for dinner, and then I'll be the judge.
She will do that. Shauna.
Yeah.
I know how much you love to cook and entertain.
Yeah. So I like chicken. I also I pass out after I eat.
And you pass out in the hot tub in the backyard.
Yeah.
So I talked about on a previous episode. This is why I did the episode about relationships previous to this one, because I was like, I think that your relationship with Alicia and everything would play heavy into this podcast. Mm-hmm. So I talked about Eric Warray, who I spent a lot of time with down in Vegas. He talked about he had a list of non-negotiables, and as insane as it was, and I thought it was completely insane. I put one of my non-negotiables as being he has to be like Lana Lang. Right? Just that sweet Southern Belle thing. Right? Mm-hmm. And I was like, and I put in brackets, never going to happen. and then I met her. So it's like, I think you're right about the things that you have to have. Like why it makes a perfect match. You know?
Yeah, well, that's true, but I never really had a list. Like, my list was very, like...
But you internalized your list. You just kept it in your head.
Sure.
I wrote mine down because I'm a to-do list guy, so...
Okay, well, that's fair. I mean, like, my thing is, like, if I could, like, eat a meal with you and not, like, hate it, and I could watch TV with you, that was kind of it. And then, like, you just went from there. And it was like, okay, if I can do those things, it's like, okay, well, what, do you smoke cigarettes? No? Well, that's pretty good. 'Cause
Yeah,
if you did, that would be pretty shitty.
I mean,
I don't
that's
know if
a
I'd-
definite non-negotiable for
Yeah,
me.
like I don't think I'd be able to get over that. And then it's like, like, are you like reasonably healthy? Like, am I going to like get fat dating? Like there was one, I guess.
Okay. Wait, but what? Why couldn't it have been the opposite?
What do you mean?
If instead of you getting fat dating her, why couldn't it have been that you got or she got healthy dating you?
Oh, I'm not a very healthy guy.
Oh, okay. Got it.
I'm not a big, like, I stay away greatly from the no-nos, but like
How many times in 2022 did you have McDonald's?
like I can count on both hands.
Okay, so
But
less than 10.
But then like with McDonald's though, like I'm self-conscious about it. So like I won't get like a Big Mac meal with a large Pepsi. Like
Or a Diet Coke?
well, I think it's healthier
Just to
drink-
balance it out.
I think it's healthier to drink Coke than Diet Coke, but that's a way different conversation.
Yeah, that's very different.
Yeah, we're gonna go way
Interpretations of science was for shit people post.
Yeah, no, but like I'll like my new thing is like I like car water, so like I'll always have like a bottle of water.
You like what?
Car water? That's what I call it.
Car water?
Car water. So I'll have like a bottle and I'll like fill it up with ice and I'll have water and then like I'll have it in my car. And then I'll fill it wherever I go kind of thing. So like I'll have water. So then I don't need that Pepsi is kind of what I'm doing. So like McDonald's, like in 2021 would be a Big Mac meal supersized with a Coke, no pickles. Now it's like a couple of McDoubles. Or it's like
double is, but yeah.
So it's like a small version of like a cheeseburger.
Okay.
So it's like a little thing. So I'll eat like two of those.
just to get the craving out,
Well, not even that, but it's just like
or
it's,
fast food, just to get
it's just
food in.
like okay, I need something really, really quick, right?
Yeah.
Like But we'll get back to that because like this is all going to tie into what I have to say about like my marriage and everything.
Go.
All comes back. Well, okay,
Jump in. I haven't.
I thought you were going to guide me into
Well, no,
this
but I'm
here.
saying if you're saying you got something to say, because I do. So every first episode is just me talking, and then every second episode is with a guest.
Okay.
So, and my whole point is like, if you got something to say, just say, because I'm not here to talk. I'm here to listen.
Okay, all right. So fair. So like before I came in here, you told me what it was kind of about.
Yeah,
So I was like, okay,
reluctant,
right, yeah.
and you're killing it. Oh, by the way, it's exactly what I was hoping for.
Yeah, no, perfect. Yeah, no, yeah, I'm gonna run with it. Yeah, of course I am. And there's a lot of things. You are correct in the sense that like I didn't have IDs, right? Like, and now that I do, I have all of them.
Yeah,
And
you have all the IDs, you collected them
yeah,
all.
like I have all of them.
Yeah,
I even
that's
have
level
IDs
5.
now that I don't even really need. I just have them, right? Because I once had no ID, and I'm going regularly to the dentist 6 months, right?
Wow.
Like things like that. So like she's more on the ball when it comes to like calendar stuff and like going to see the doctor. Like, okay, you haven't had a colonoscopy and you're 41. You got to go. You have to, you know what I mean? So in that way, my life has definitely gotten way better. I'm definitely a hell of a lot more.
So you going for regular colonoscopies feels like that has improved your life immensely. What is that doctor doing while you're in there?
Well, I haven't actually gotten one, but she was just like, you need to go for a full physical, right? Like,
Yeah, that's very important.
and and all that kind of stuff. So like she's on the ball with that kind of thing, 100%. And my life is way more organized and better for that. But I can tell you right now, working at Sync and we're living there was the best shape of my life. Not even close. It wasn't even close. Like other than like right out of high school where I can still run marathons because I was right out of high school.
Yeah.
But my adult working life, never. Not even close to that.
Yeah.
Not even close. I was sleeping way better. I was going to bed at around 9:30, 10. I was sleeping 6 hours, getting up at 7, getting to work. I was rested. I may sleep 5 right now, maybe.
We have a child.
And I'm not even close to being as healthy as I was. Not even close. And I worked beside 99-cent pizza. You know what I mean? Like, that's a trap. That's entrapment. And that's bullshit. You know what I mean?
But
That's
you overcame
entrapment.
it. You overcame it.
But what I'm saying is that like there's a lot of things that were better, but because of I got to get up at 5:30 in the morning, and like working out after work at sync was a little bit easier because like I was mentally stressed sometimes, but I was never physically stressed.
Yeah.
And if I was physically stressed, that was my workout.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so now I get home and like I have a hard time getting up and working out at 5:30. It's just I have a very hard time doing that. And getting home, like I get home at maybe 6:30 and I have an hour and a half with Zion. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. And then I gotta work out? Fuck that. And so like, but then it's like I want to make it till he's 40, which means I got to make it till I'm 80, which means I got to work out.
Yeah, of course.
So it's like,
Especially with your genes.
yeah, especially with the tiny genes.
Yeah,
We go to the hospital, we don't get out of that motherfucker.
Yeah.
And so like, so like I need to, like, hence why it's like every 2 weeks, it's like, I'm still going to work in Credivent, I swear. You know what I mean? Like, it's coming.
There's a lot of shit going on. I get it.
Yeah. So that, like, I mean, so like you can look at it and 100% you could look at it from the outside in and you can say, and I live in a house, right? And like I live in like a nice community. There's no real crime where I am.
There's no crime down here. What are you talking?
Yeah.
As I spray painted the door before everybody got here today because it said, what did it say, guns here or something on the front of the door?
It's like freaking Night of the Living Dead. You got
I'll tell you,
dodge zombies getting to the dollar store. The Dollar Tree closed.
Yeah, I know.
That sucks.
The other night, so we, Chris Singh and his wife, Val, she's pregnant.
Oh,
Yeah, and then Sean and I, we all went out to Jerry Seinfeld.
yeah. How was that?
He's so good.
Yeah,
He's
like,
so good.
Yeah, like he's so good.
Yeah, he's just incredible. And so we, her dog was here, Luna, and we came to get
The dog's name is Luna?
Luna. Yeah.
Luna.
Yeah, her kid's name is also Mace. Sorry, not Mace. Jesus Christ. She has a kid named Sterling.
Sterling.
Yeah.
That's a cool name.
And Preston. So she likes the
Preston and Sterling.
yeah, and Luna. So she likes to, it's not George, Michael, and Pat.
Is
Is
Preston the sports guy?
Yeah.
And then
Preston's the
they should reverse him.
well, no, because Sterling is like a player name, though.
No,
you walk up to a girl in the bar and be like, "Can't buy you a drink? My name's Sterling." That's a pretty badass intro name. Yeah. Hockey star Sterling, like that's
Not bad.
I feel like it's a star name.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like
My name isn't until you say my last name too.
yeah, your name sucks in names.
Tyler, and it's like,
And then you like
Tyler
tie, and it's like, there you go, you got it. It's magical. But so what I was saying is we went to the show and then came to the office and we walked across the street back to get to my place.
Mm-hmm.
And there's this guy just shouting, punching mailboxes, punching trees. And so she's like, like freaking, I'm like, it's, then the regular Tuesday for me.
Yeah, well, this is how it started with me.
Yeah, no, I know. So
Like, I don't want you living down there, and
Yeah.
now I have a fucking married and a kid living in Transcona.
So she gets to the door and I let her in, and then I stood there and I stared down the hallway, right? Sorry if I hit the mic and made noise for you guys. But as I'm staring down the hallway for when he turns the corner, just in case he does, right? So she's in between the two doors, and he came turn around. I thought he had a key fob in his hand. So and he was like, whoa, walk in the streets, right? I just fucking stared into his soul. And I'm like, that's my girl inside there, don't fuck around. And he didn't, which is great. And then later on, when I took her home, took her home or something, and then came back, and I think this is what happened. And he was in the elevator adjacent to mine, punching the elevator and everything. So they're dealing with him. But like, she was like, that was terrifying. And I was like, really?
Yeah, this is a normal Friday.
I'm
night.
so used to it, you know. I'm so used
Yeah.
to all that shit.
Yeah.
So like, there's this.
Well, yeah, you move away for like a year, and then you're not used to it anymore.
But I've been going to her house a lot lately, and she lives, you know, in a nice neighborhood, and she's got a nice
she lives in my
backyard and
neighborhood.
everything. And there's like no noise ever, and I'm like, I'm waiting for like where are the shrieks of the
sound,
the 10:30 shrieks of meth heads and the
sirens. And
all this
the
stuff.
downtown. That's what freaked me out. Not freaked me out, but what disturbed me the most was not necessarily the sirens that I heard downtown, but the amount of sirens I heard downtown that stopped. It was like, oh shit, that sounded like it just fucking stopped down there. Oh shit, I could probably see it.
Yeah.
So that was what I didn't like.
Yeah, that's fair. That's a fair assessment of downtown. Yeah, no, I like going to her place because it's just so quiet,
Yeah.
you know, and it's a weird
Yeah.
feeling.
Oh no, like I got a backyard with a deck, and it's like you go out there at like 1 a.m. and like you don't hear anything.
Yeah, just like maybe crickets.
It's like you don't really, that's exactly it. It's so peaceful that like I don't even go into the back and smoke weed. Like I don't want to piss the neighbors off because the weed is so good. I have it.
Oh, because you don't smoke carts, so they would know.
No, I do. That's all I do now.
Oh, that's all you do now?
I
Okay.
do not smoke flower anymore. And I did the other day for the first time, and it was like smoking a different drug.
Yeah.
I was like, what is going on? I was so high.
Yeah, I believe it.
Holy crap.
Yeah, flower hits different. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that this stuff is the vape stuff is a lot better for you because I can feel it. I don't have the cough, the smoker's cough, or anything. But what I can say about this stuff is that now, like when I had like a pipe and weed that you know what I mean? Like it was hard to like smoke.
Yeah.
Like you had to go back home or you couldn't. Now, like
You just pop it wherever you want.
like we went to Toronto, and it was like they said that it was legal to bring it with you, but like I don't know. Right?
Yeah.
There's so much information online that I don't know.
Yeah.
And I haven't been on a flight in a long time, and so it was just me, and you get on the like you go through the customs or whatever, and it's in my bag, like my pen and everything's in my bag.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, here we go. I'll know right away.
Yeah, yeah.
And it goes through, and they don't say anything. And I'm like, oh, shit. And so, like, I go and I sit down, and I'm, like, looking around. And then they call for, like, the boarding, right? They call you, and then I look, and they're just checking the boarding, like, your boarding pass.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh shit. So I went into the bathroom and
you were
I
paranoid.
got violently high. I got violently high. Holy fuck. Which was a huge mistake.
Yeah.
And then
the paranoia starts setting.
yeah. And so then, and I mean, so like normally I'll hit my pen once. If I really want to get high, I'll hit it like twice in a row. Boom, boom. I hit the thing 4 times and without inhaling. So I just, and I look like an actual guy that vapes, you know, like just a big puff of smoke. And I'm like, oh man. And the thought was, like, the more I smoked, I was just going to pass out on the plane. And that wasn't the case. I sit down and I'm in the window. I got these 2 big girls sitting beside me, so I can't even get up. I'm fucking tripping balls. Oh my God. That was the longest flight to Toronto ever. But you can get high on the plane now. So there you go. I don't know why we brought that up, but that was the
You
story.
get high on the you get high and go on the plane.
Yeah,
you can't pop on the plane.
Well, you can though.
No, you can't do any smoking on the plane.
Well, but like you could go into the bathroom.
Oh, I guess yeah, you
smoke,
could.
And then
yeah.
they're not going to smell anything. But you might get into some real serious shit if they do.
Yeah, this is like this is like the story. One of my buddies from Vegas was telling me that he hates flying, so he decided to take mushrooms with him, and he did mushrooms in the bathroom.
That's not good, man.
No, he's like,
man.
I hated flying even more.
Yeah, because there's
You won't
no
even get on a
escape.
plane now.
Well, fuck, yeah. It's just, you can't escape. Where could you go? Like, you can't go anywhere.
you can't
Like,
go
you're in the
anywhere.
air. You're fucked.
You're in a fuselage in the air. There's nothing you can do.
you're fucked. Yeah, that's why, like, don't get high. Or, like, get high to take the edge off. Don't be like me.
Yeah, don't be a moron.
Yeah, like that was just the stupidest fucking thing. And then I left my pen in the bathroom. So like I lost like my whole
Oh,
thing.
Jesus.
Yeah, well, I got too high.
The worst.
I got so high that I had a hard time walking to the plane. Like I was fucking.
How dare you?
It was embarrassing.
Yeah, that's bad.
Yeah, it was pretty embarrassing. Like they knew.
Well, it's funny because I had to go to Palomino last night. Okay, because
Okay.
Shauna went to
Can't escape the club life. Eh?
yeah. Well, Shauna went to like a 40th birthday at Earl's Maine, and they ended up at Pal. And so she messaged me. She's like, "Hey, come to the Pal." And I was like, "Okay, all right, Pal." So and crazy, same bartenders, same DJs, same host, same everything from like 10 years ago. It was like, no, I'm not criticizing. It was wild to see, right? I was like, I'm like the only person that left. Is that what we're saying right now? Like, everybody is still here. Like Vanessa's DJing on the patio, Alfredo is DJing on the stage, Adam West was hosting. Like all the bartenders were like same bartenders. Like this is wild, man. Like I never expected it. So I went. And I was, and you're on the dance floor doing your thing, right? I don't drink, right? So I'm like fully cognizant of everything happening around me. And one of her friends now is, I don't know if you remember Casera. She's the one that Chris Singh coined Boyaka about, the term Boyaka.
No.
She used to work for Phil the Heat. She was Kayla's like best friend, the black girl. No, you don't remember? So she's there. She's having like a second kid. She's not drinking or anything, but she's there because they were having like this 40th birthday party, whatever. I'm like, this is wild.
Yeah,
like
this is a blast from the past.
it was a time capsule, right? And then last night I was thinking, I'm like, it's interesting because I used to be like, thank God I left that life because it was burning me out completely.
Yeah,
But like, it's just how different people are. Like bartenders that are doing it 2-3 nights a week still, and they're in their 40s, 50s, and they just love it.
yeah.
It's like, it's how different like growth is for everybody,
Yeah. Well, you can still make a lot of money, right? Like
Yeah.
I knew a guy, I can't remember what his name was, but I went to school with him, and he started off at Can-Ad Inns, and he was a bartender, and then it was like 10 years later, I go in there, and it's like
He's there.
and then like another 10 years, I'm going into the tavern, and it's like wow. But like I talked to his cousin, and he was like, yeah, like he loves it, and he makes good money.
Yeah.
He's like $60K a year.
Yeah, and that's why last night I was like, man, I really didn't love what I was doing.
See, then there you go, right?
Yeah.
Like I don't love what I'm doing, but it's more about the hours that I work, I think.
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
Like it's more of that. Like I
But
don't,
you like what you're doing, right?
no,
Oh.
like I don't like what I'm doing. Like that, like I sell ice machines, right? Like so, it's like there's not a lot of fulfillment there. But like if you make a lot of money, like that's where I come from.
Right.
If I have to get up when I don't want to, and I have to go to bed when I don't want to, I'm not gonna fucking like anything.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
And
that's
so,
fair.
like, if I can find a job where I can get up, when I want to, and I can go to bed when I want to, then it'll work. Then that's
Yeah.
better. But like the job that I'm at right now it's really good. Like my boss is good. She's there. It's fun. I get to it's slack, when you want it to be, kind of thing.
Yeah, I in August is a very tough month. July 24th to September 1st was very tough.
Like work wise.
Yeah, I slept, what did I say? 62 hours?
Something like that.
62 hours from July 24th until September 1st. First week of September, basically. And it was stressful, and it was an utter nightmare.
Yeah.
Like, I lost 18 pounds. I was puking blood from my stress, right? And yeah, and like in those moments, you have to really figure out whether you actually like what you're doing or not, right? And that's kind of when I decided, because I've been talking about doing this podcast for a while, but I didn't do it. I kept putting it off, and then so when I swiped on Shauna 2 years ago, and then a few more times, she finally swiped on me when I was in Vegas. And so before she swiped back on me, though, she went and did some research, and she listened to the podcast, and she's a huge podcast listener. So she was like, that's why she swiped on me. She listened to one of the ones on relationships. She's like, oh, I think I can get along, and did this, and we met. So then she kept talking about this. I'm like, And then I went through everything I did in August. So I was like, I'm going to get home. I'm going to do this damn podcast. Because I love doing I love this. I love this. This shit's. I love doing this job. So it doesn't feel like a job. Like obviously I'm not getting paid to do it right now, so that's why it's not a job. It's basically volunteer work. But if I was getting paid for it, I would definitely be like, I love doing this. I love pieces of Incredivent, pieces of Sync, right?
Yeah.
But entrepreneurship inherently comes with disaster, right?
100%. Yeah.
So
But
it's hard.
like when you get to like my age, like you start to have heart to hearts with yourself. And like one of the things that I've kind of realized with myself is that like I have great ideas, like just business wise, like for businesses and stuff. I don't have the means to carry them out. I just don't. And that's what Incredivent is exciting for me, because like the business is right in front of me.
Right. Yeah.
It's almost like a business within a business that I could do. So it takes all of that out.
Right. Yeah. No, that's
You know what I mean? It was like I had a fundraising idea that I know would be fantastic. And it was like, yeah, you just have to call like 100 schools to be on board. And it's like, I know I am just not going to get 100 schools to do it.
Yeah.
I know I'm not.
Yeah.
But like me 5, 6, 7, 10 years ago would have been all about it. Would have been like, get on the phone, let's go. I'm going to watch movies and then I'm going to get pumped and Me now, it's like, I know I'm not. I know I'm
watch
not
Ben
gonna do
Affleck in the boiler room and you'll get going.
What's up?
Who cares? Got a Lamborghini up front. Who cares?
Yes. What's up?
I love that.
I'm filthy rich. I have every toy imaginable. It's my Ferrari. What's up?
Yeah, no. Well, knowing your strengths and your weaknesses is a really big part of growing up.
And Incredivent, like there's still going to be a lot of cold calls, but like where I strive, I'm just strive more on like the manager side of things, more of the like.
You do it.
No. Do it. No, but more like like with my basketball team. So I'm an assistant coach, and like my head coach, the head coach, like with the X's and O's. And
You're an assistant coach.
Yeah, like this is not. Yeah, he runs the show.
Okay,
and like he's so good with the X's and O's and running the offense and all this kind of stuff. And like the reason he has me around is because the kids love me.
You're a relationship guy.
Yeah, they love it.
Yeah.
And so like when the kids need to get a boost, like that's where I come in. And like it's no different like work wise. Like I'm good in sales, but I'm not great at it.
You should be a CRM.
Yeah, sign me up.
No, a CRM is a client relations manager. So they come in after the salesperson, they manage the relationship, and then they offer upsells when they know they have more solutions for them.
Well, yeah,
so it's all about the relationship.
Yeah, there you go.
You know, it's like how they sold. If you ever watched Painkillers on Netflix?
No,
dude.
Yeah,
watch it.
Yeah.
It's a real life story of how they made the opioid. How one family made the opioid pandemic go viral.
Are they in the? They're in the news.
Yeah,
recently
because
and it's about that.
Yeah,
like that family.
It's crazy. So what they did was they found the prettiest little girl to go to the doctor's office and basically build relationships, and then and flirt with them to the point where they had these relationships where they couldn't say no. So these doctors were over prescribing opioids like crazy to people because they didn't want to mess with that relationship. Now we don't sell opioids. So you doing that with our stuff is ethical, but that's what you should be doing, right? You should be like, okay, salesperson got this club. Now you go and you're like, hey, I'm Tyler. I'm going to be managing your account. I'm your guy if you need anything, and I'll let you know if there's any opportunities for you. And then you check in every so often, like, hey, how's the kids? They playing basketball yet? That
like,
thing.
Yeah, you almost wrote my business plan. Like that's like to a T. Like that's what it is. And not to say that I'm not going to be at the front lines, right? Because like what I learned really a lot at Sync was the proof of concept rule.
Yeah.
Because like people are not going to go into war for you if they know that you've never held the sword.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not going to happen,
true
right?
Story.
And so like they have to like physically see you go through it. I mean, and eventually, like you build it up to the point where you don't, but yeah.
Okay, so let's put a pretty little bow on this.
Sure, yeah.
Usually I start like this, but we'll end like this. What was your better moment? A moment that you can think of where you decided I need to be a better human, better person, better man, better anything.
Well, I can name you quite a bit, but one specifically was like the one that really got me off my ass was Zion. And then not to say that I didn't have that drive with my other two children, but there's more information now.
Right.
So like for instance, like I've been reading up on saunas. And if you go into a sauna for 40 minutes a day, 4 days a week, what that does to your body. And it's like had my dad known that, like it's a fucking game changer.
Yeah, it's for sure.
It's an absolute game changer. And so like I'm like I see him and it's like, okay, well, like I want to be 40. Because one of the biggest pet peeves is I see dads nowadays and they're like, I just want to live till 65 and I don't want to live past that and da. And it's like, well, what if your kid has a kid?
Yeah.
And you love that kid. It's like you want to fuck off when that kid's 4.
Yeah, that's
what I mean?
That's my mom's struggling with right now, right? Because my mom, she's had health struggles her whole life, and my sister just had her kid,
Exactly.
just turned 1, and she wants to see her graduate. Well, to do that, you got to be healthy.
But that's exactly it.
Yeah.
And so there you go. And so that's exactly it. Now, I'm obviously not in the same situation as your mom.
Yeah.
Right? I don't have those crazy health, but I do have that family tree.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like I can get fucking colon cancer in 2 years from now.
Yeah.
And that's it. I don't see him as 10. And so that was that. And then obviously
There's some really great supplements to clean out that colon, by the way.
Yeah, but I can't come to you for you're too fucking gnarly when it comes to supplements, man.
No, go to talk to Sean about
I got 18 liters of water that I got to drink because I got to take this and then I got to take this and fucking I got to take.
Talk to
this
Shauna
one,
about it.
this one.
Shauna does like a bunch of it's on the side. She's also a nurse. Shocking, I know. And she's got both sides of it.
Okay, so let's set something up because I got a lot of questions.
About Shauna?
Wait, that's your girlfriend?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a nurse?
Yeah.
Well, obviously, what the fuck that? I didn't know that, but obviously I should have known. Yeah.
I didn't plan it, but okay. Yeah. Okay, before we go, what are the questions? Lightning round. What do you want to
know? Like the different supplements, like.
Oh, we're talking about no. Talk to her about that.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I wanted to know.
Yeah, she actually does these. Why am I escaping? Anyways, they're patches. They're not pills. They have some pills, but she puts these patches on and it releases vitamins into your body throughout the day. It's super cool, man. It's called like Thrive or something. And it's like I went to this event that they did yesterday and they gave me a bunch of stuff, bunch of samples and everything. And but like, dude, everybody that I've shown a picture of her to, they're like, dude, can't you date somebody over 25 ever? And I'm like, we're the same age.
She's your age?
Yeah.
Really?
She does not.
Well, I've never met her. Well,
Yeah.
But that was your last one too. I'm sorry if you're listening to this. Bringing up his ex-girlfriend is pretty shitty. But yeah, that last one looks young. Still looks very young.
Oh, but that's that's a different thing though. That's pop. That's a whole different thing. Yeah. There's some intervention happening there.
You know who I'm talking.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Yeah, no,
Sir Wellington.
That's a lot of extra help there.
Yeah.
Good
for her.
Yeah, no, I'll tell you, dude. Like it's mind blowing. And so if you want to talk about that kind of stuff, she's the one to talk to. About it.
Yeah, no.
Because you're right. I'll be like, you gotta put
you're too heavy, right? Because it's like, I need to go and get two new jobs to keep up with you. Or I got to work for you, and then I can just get. Well, that is either one or the other.
I went to her.
I can't afford all that.
I went to her supplement thing yesterday, and she took a picture of my my toolkit that I have for my vitamins, and she showed it to them, and even them, they're hardcore supplementers were like, "What the fuck?
Yeah, the last time I was talking supplements with you, you were like, "Oh, they're close to like just being able to just supplement and not eat." So I was like, "You're fucked, man. Yeah, you fuck off, man. I'm eating steak. Like, fuck off."
Honestly, I would only do that, but I mean, I'll tell you though, if you get something that tasted like steak, right, that you could just like, you're done. I mean, damn, that'd be great.
Sure.
But I don't want any drinks that taste like steak. That'd be terrible. No. Okay, so your biggest better moment was having a son, having your like birthing a child with a woman.
Like I was there for that. It was motherfucker.
And like that really put things in perspective for you.
Well, like you want to live longer.
Yeah.
Right? Because like all throughout my 20s, I didn't give a fuck about anything. You know what I mean? Like I gave a shit about nothing. And so like you tend to like you go walking down back lanes and you fight people for no reason, and you do dumb shit.
I don't think a lot of the viewers and listeners can relate to that, but I can, but I don't think a lot of people can relate to that.
Well,
that was a you thing.
Like you get into but I get it.
You just don't care. There's like a Superman complex.
There are not even a Superman complex. Like I got punched in the face and I didn't die, and so like when you realize you're not made out of glass, and then I hate the 5 to 10 minutes of utter fucking gibberish that people talk before the fight. It fucking pisses me off. And so like if I'm in a situation, if I get a feeling it's going there, I'm hitting them.
Yeah.
Or I was doing that.
Yeah.
Now I just walk away from
You're avoiding fights now.
Yeah.
That's
have
good.
to.
So there's a better moment too. There you go.
Yeah, you don't fight. But that's my new wife, eh? She doesn't let me fight.
So if you want to be a better person, get a wife that commands your every move and have a child.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the lesson.
And then if you do get into the fight, she'll like yell at you, but she'll go to the dollar store and get you your favorite snacks.
Your old man gummies. Right. Okay.
There it is.
All right. So that was interesting.
Always is. Yeah.
Tyler Tynes has come a long way since Shit People Post.
I got ID.
And the takeaway here should be that even if you have no ID right now, you too can be an adult.
You can get this. Get home, man. There's a way. There's a way.
All right. So that is it for this episode of Better. If you enjoyed the show, because I know you did, come on. Let's be honest. You enjoyed it.
Subscribe. Or what do you use?
So this time I'll say share it. Share it with someone so they can fall in love with us too. Okay? And as always, we'll have some solo episodes where I will bear all to you. And then we have the episodes of guests where they bear all to you. And hopefully at the end of it, you're going through some shit and you're able to figure it out and you are better off because of it. And hence the name Better. So that's it. Thank you very much for watching, listening, or whatever it is you're doing. If you got AI to transcribe it for you and you're reading it, whatever. It's all good. Thank you so much. See you again soon. Thanks for checking out Better. If you get a chance, subscribe. Hopefully, together, we'll make the world a much better place.